back to the channel. My name is Miss Coffee, and today we are doing another Q&A where you guys get to ask me questions of any type, as long as it's not too personal, and I answer them for you. You guys seem to really like the series last time, so we're going to do it again. And after this video, I'm going to put up another picture that I've drawn, and if you have any more questions for me, you're going to put them there, and then next week we'll do the same thing. As long as you guys keep asking questions, this series will continue. So with that said, I hope you're all having a wonderful day. We're going to jump right into it, because as last time, I was trying not to keep the video too long, but you guys didn't seem to mind it, so I don't mind it either. So let's just go. How you guys doing today? Sorry about that. I forgot my coffee. So with that said, let's get started with the questions that we got asked this week. By the way, if you're wondering, my sweater came from Walmart. Okay. I got that question a lot last time you guys seen this sweater, and I was like, let me go ahead and tell them now where the sweater come from, because I know somebody's going to ask. It came from Walmart. It was on clearance, and I love it. It's my favorite. It's comfy. So with that said, this week's Q&A was, you're going to find the little manatee that I had drawn. And that's where the people ask their questions on my community tab. So let's go ahead and see what questions we got this week. So starting out, we have Patty Freed. So hello, Patty. Hey, Miss Coffee. Thank you for the Q&A. You're welcome. You helped me to realize that I need to pace myself and not just work on one craft. I do not want to burn out on diamond painting, so I'm going to do a different craft every day so I do not get tired of any one craft. I diamond paint, knit, crochet, cross stitch, count it, cross stitch, and play video games. So I'm trying to hit the read more. So now I will do a different one each day, slow my progress, but still progress. Thank you for your help. You're welcome, Patty. Now, when I told you guys that I was slowing down on diamond painting, this was the exact reason why. It's because I don't want to burn myself out, and I could feel myself getting to that point. And I didn't want to burn out and just completely not want to do diamond painting anymore. So I started pacing myself and doing other things so that I'm not getting burnt out. So a good way to not get burnt out on diamond painting or crafting in general is to not continuously every day for years do the same craft. If you are a one craft type person, maybe try learning a different craft. Just something you can do when you need a break from the current thing that you're working on. And when I say that, that doesn't mean work on a different project of the same craft. That means work on a different craft. Give your mind something to work out to, because doing the same thing over and over again, you will get bored. It's like eating the same foods over and over again. You will get bored with it. So try to pace yourself. And no, you don't have to be the fastest diamond painter out there. You don't have to be the fastest crocheter out there. Slow progress is still progress. So just pace yourself. Pace yourself. Because that's something I didn't learn until maybe last year, was that I didn't need to be faster than everybody else. I just needed to get it done. I'm slow. Y'all know this. These are things we know. Moving right along. So thank you so much, Patty, for your question, or your statement, essentially, because that wasn't a question. Let's see here. We have another one. We have 3 questions from Kelsey Drummond. We're just going to call you Kelsey. Because I'm pretty sure I just butchered your last name. My bad. Hey, Miss Coffee. Hey. Thank you for all you do. Here are some questions for you. I like what you did there. That rhymed. 1. If money and time were not a factor, what is something you wish that you could do that you've never done? Probably take a hot air balloon ride. I have this thing about flying. If you watched the previous video of my Q&A, I mentioned that if I had one superpower, it would be able to fly. I love the idea of flying. I've flown in like airplanes and stuff before, but I would love to go up in a hot air balloon. It's something I didn't really think about too much until like once, I think right before or right after me and Mr. Coffee got married. My brother-in-law took a hot air balloon ride, and I was like, that is something that I think would be so cool. So probably a hot air balloon ride would be the one thing if money and time and whatever wasn't a thing and I didn't have to worry about it. Like if I were to get rich tomorrow, I would probably, the first thing I'd do was probably go on a hot air balloon ride, because that's just the thing. So, second question is, what is your favorite activity or strategy to calm down if you feel stressed or overwhelmed? Oh boy. Favorite activity to calm down during stress. Now, when it comes to calming myself down, A lot of the times it's just me needing to talk it out, and I won't talk when I'm in that point of stress. I won't just talk to anybody. There's only like a couple of people that I trust enough to talk to. So a lot of the times I'm very guarded when it comes to other people, and there's like literally 2 people on this planet that I trust to talk to when I'm severely stressed out. But when it comes to activities, the only activity that I have known myself to be able to do that will like legit calm me down is go for a walk. I don't know why. And even if it's like bad outside, like today it's raining, so if I were to get super stressed out right now, I wouldn't necessarily be able to go walk because it's raining. I mean, I could walk in the rain, but I'm not about getting wet, so like, so I would say it would probably be walking or running. Okay, I'll say running too, because I do like to run. At least I used to like to run until like the panini happened, and then now I'm just running into the house. So walking or running are a couple of things that I like to do when I'm stressed out. I like to also talk to a couple of people to essentially sometimes it just takes me to hear it out loud for me to feel better. So a lot of the times, like, I will like dead talk to Mr. Coffee. By dead talk, that means I'm talking to him. I don't really expect him to give me his full-fledged attention. I just need him to hear me so that somebody can hear what I'm saying. I just want to be heard. So walking, running, talking to somebody is things that I like to do to essentially calm myself. So she has her second question. She had a third question. What is your favorite aspect of being a YouTuber? There's so many. Favorite aspect of being a YouTuber. There are a lot of aspects about being a YouTuber that I do like the fact that I work on my own time. I don't work for anybody else, and I don't have to work with anybody else. A lot of people that work in corporate America, the biggest complaint that they have is that they hate their coworkers. In my house, I can't really hate my coworkers. I kind of made them. But when it comes to YouTube, this is somewhere that I feel that I can express myself and be as extra and whatever as I want, and I don't feel like I have to tone myself down. I can do and say things the way I would normally say it, and you guys jive with it, and I love that. So being able to express myself, being able to be heard is one of my favorite aspects of being on YouTube. The second one being, I don't work for anyone, and I don't answer to anyone. So I don't have to abide by anybody else's rules. I can essentially do what I want on my channel, and there, minus like illegal things or whatever. I can do what I want, and there's nobody there to say, don't do that. Now, when it comes to like rules, like YouTube, of course, has rules that we have to follow, but it's not anything like, you know, you can't say yes or whatever. Like, it's just, you know, behave yourself and don't be on here clapping cheeks or stuff. So pretty much working for myself, being able to express and be who I am and essentially show things that I like to other people that might be like-minded are my favorite aspects. You only asked for one, you got a couple. There you go, you got a bonus. But doing that is probably like my favorite thing about YouTube. You do get to meet a lot of really, really good people, and where I don't get to, essentially you guys get to meet me, and I get to learn who you are through comments that you leave on my videos, which is another reason why a lot of YouTubers will say, please leave a comment. It's not them trying to get so much to get the interaction on the video, where they are trying to get interaction, and it's always good for you to comment on a video, even if it's just putting a heart or a smiley face, or even just saying thank you. It's always good for you to do that to YouTubers, especially ones that you like, because it helps their videos continue to pop up in your recommended, but it also helps them to get to know you and how you are. So like when I ask questions in my whip-in chats, it's not me just being like, you know, a dork and being like, well, what do you guys think? Do you eat spaghetti on a... Even though I can't get to know you as much as you get to know me through my stories of like what's going on in my house. So that is one of the, or a couple of the perks of what I like about YouTube. So thank you so much, Kelsey, for your question. The next question is coming to us from Nature Girl 2110. Hey. How/when did you start diamond painting? Because she has a multi-question thing here. How did you learn about it? What made you start? A dozen questions in one. All right, Nature Girl 2110. So, first question. How/when did I start diamond painting? All right, so it was July 2018. We had just moved to North Dakota, actually. When I lived in Pennsylvania, I was strictly diamond painting. That's it. I would randomly doodle. I did doodle back then, where I would draw like a little picture and be like, this is stupid, and I just, whatever. But it was July 2018. I was on Facebook, and I kept seeing ads for paint with diamonds. And I was like, what is that? Like, what are they? Like, I could never do that. Like, look at the... And I remember exactly telling Mr. Coffee, look at all those small pieces. There's no way in hell I would ever do something like that. Well, that's around the time I started, like, it gets... When you're a stay-at-home parent, like me, it does get lonely. I think that's an aspect that a lot of people don't like to talk about. There are some perks to being a stay-at-home mom, but there's also some not so good things. Like, it does get lonely. As you guys know, my children are school age, but I am still a stay-at-home mom. Why? Because I have children that have health issues, and if at any point in time they need to leave school for a health concern or they're just not feeling well, I am here 24/7 to make sure that they have someone to come home to, and they're not like having to call me out of work and I have to talk to a boss. And again, going back to Kelsey's question, one of the things I like about being a YouTuber is that I'm on call for my kids 24/7. But it does get lonely when they're not here, so I tend to craft while they're not here. Now I do YouTube while they're not here. Sometimes they are here. But yeah, it's... I saw an ad for it, and I was like, there's no way in hell I would ever be able to do something like that. All those tiny pieces. And I think that's the first thing a lot of people see when they do diamond painting. There's like all the tiny little pieces, and they're just like, oh my god, there's no way. Look at all the pieces. Like, I'm pretty sure every first video I see of somebody reacting or starting a diamond painting for the first time, like one of my favorite art YouTubers, her name is Tammy. Tammy did a diamond painting from Craft Ease. She is an artist, but she wanted to try out diamond painting. So she got a painting from Craft Ease, and I want to say it's like some portrait of Portia, I want to say it was. And the first thing she said was, look at all these tiny pieces. I swear that's a reaction everybody has. And so when I saw it, I thought the same thing. I'm like, there's no way in hell, blah, blah, blah. And then after continuously seeing, and it was just Paint with Diamonds. That was the only company I saw. Paint with Diamonds, Paint with Diamonds, Paint with Diamonds. And I was like, after like, I don't know, a week or so, I was like, you know what? Let me try it. I want to see what the big whoop is about this. This is stupid. Literally, I remember saying, this is stupid. I go on to Amazon because in my mind, I'm a very instant gratification type person. So I wasn't about to wait for Paint with Diamonds to do whatever the heck they do. So I went on Amazon. I'm like, let me just find a cheap one before I go spend the types of prices that Paint with Diamonds was asking for. So I found one from Jolly Life off Amazon. It was a fairy, which she used to hang up behind me in my living room at the old house. Now she just is rolled up somewhere. But the drills were awful, okay? The drills were awful. But I didn't know any better because it was my first kit. I completed it in 5 days. I want to say 5 or 7 days or something like that. It didn't take me, I remember it didn't take me long to do because once I got into doing it, I was in the groove and I was enjoying the process of it. But before that, rewinding a little bit, when I first discovered it, it's also around the time I started watching YouTube. And Stitcherista had started doing one. And I want to say it was the Warped Sunflower. And then I watched her do Tinkerbell. And I was like, let me try this. This looks like fun. So then I go on Amazon, go to Jolly Life, because I love fairies. So I was like, let me find me a fairy. Found a fairy, and it was from Jolly Life. Did that in 7 days, and I was like, I really like this. And then, of course, once you get that first diamond painting kit in on your brain, you're just like, let me go find some more stuff. And so that's when the addiction started. It was in July of 2018. And I'm not even sure why it made me start a channel, but I was just like, let me do something for Minna. And I was showing Minna what craft I was working on. And because I had mentioned diamond painting to her, and she was like, what the hell is that? Well, she didn't say hell, but she was like, what is that? And I was just like, here, I'll show you. And I did the video. So you know, the whole starting the YouTube channel thing. So how and when, July 20th, or July 2018, I found it on Facebook from Paint with Diamonds, but I didn't end up going with Paint. I don't think I bought a Paint with Diamonds until I started my YouTube channel. Every kit I got came from Amazon. How did you learn about it? Facebook. And then the first person I ever seen diamond paint was Stitcherista. And I want to say it was the warped sunflower that she did that hangs up. And I want to say it still hangs up in her office and her videos. So if you watch her like Stitch With Me's, or when she's just doing a face-to-face with the camera, she has it up on the wall, I want to say by the door. I think. My memory isn't the best. Y'all know this. What made you start Stitcherista? So I think that answers her questions. All right, so the next question, she says she has 2 questions. Now, this one's going to hit hard to some folks, and I'm sorry, but these are my honest opinions. This is my viewpoint on things. Just know that anything stated in these Q&As are my opinion. They are not fact. So if I say something about a company that you like, that you don't have the same experience, that's okay. And I'm putting that warning out there now because she's asking me about TSA. Now, if you are on my Patreon, you already know how I feel about TSA. I'm just going to put this out here. I have no beef with the folks that are over at TSA, their affiliates, or anybody of the sort. But she asked, hey, Miss Coffee, I have 2 questions. And this is K. Alexis Rose, 3. What is your opinion on Treasure Studios Arts? If you didn't know, TSA is Treasure Studios Arts. What is your favorite diamond pin that you love using? My favorite pen, right now, my favorite pen is Y. It's the perfect size. It fits in my hand nice. It doesn't hurt my hand. Yes, Tilton. It's one of my favorites to use. Also, the purple steampunk pen that I got from Diamond Painting Elite Artisan. She is still working on, I guess, opening up that group so that she can have folks in the U.S. order. But that's another one of my favorite pens. Even though it's not a bigger pen, it is still really nice to use, and I really do love using it. Now, that, of course, that's not to say that I don't like any of my other pens. It's just that one in particular, those 2 in particular are my favorites to use right now. And that changes. I can get a new pen in tomorrow and be like, oh, look, a new pen. And that can just, become my favorite pen. I tend to be a creature of habit. So once I get into the habit of using something, I will continue doing that. When that habit is interrupted is when my brain goes into a frenzy. And now, what is my opinion on TSA? Now, I've mentioned it on the channel before, but not to the extent I'm about to go now. My personal opinion is, 1, I have 1 or 2 TSAs on the way. So just keep that in mind, okay? And because I'm a YouTuber, I owe it to you guys to try out these different companies, whether I have a good or a bad opinion of them. There's only one company that I will never buy from again, and that is, surprisingly, Paint with Diamonds. They suck. But when it comes to TSA, I'm not honestly the biggest fan of TSA. I don't like the glue that they use. It's very hard to move the drills around once they're placed. And I feel like a lot of the kits have unnecessary confetti, meaning when you get confetti on a diamond painting, you're supposed to get more detail. And I don't like comparing diamond painting companies because each diamond painting company does things, their own way. And so I will not be comparing them to any other company. They are in a league of their own because they use a different type of glue. They have a different setup. They are in a league of their own, just like, Craft Ease or Star Ore. They're all in a league of their own. So I do not like comparing diamond painting companies. But TSA, I'm not the biggest fan of their glue. I'm not the biggest, they have some really nice images. I do love a lot of the artists that they have licensed. But a lot of the kits come with what I call unnecessary confetti. It's just a lot of extra work for no reason. And then when you look at it, there's no extra detail. It's just a lot of unnecessary confetti. And I've been doing diamond paintings for 4 years. I still would not consider myself an expert. And I'm just going to put that out there because I don't want people to think that, I'm sitting over here just like, well, that is not the best diamond painting company. No, the company itself, I don't have a problem with the company itself. The kits, I do not like the glue, and for as strong as they say the glue is, when we moved, if you guys remember, the one and only, I think, TSA I've ever completed was the Kitsune, the nine-tailed fox. The glue that they use is supposed to be, it's the same glue that they use for road signs, okay? According to what I was told back when I had purchased that particular kit. Now, this is supposed to be super strong glue. And again, when you put drills down, do not expect to move them because they will not. And you can mess up your glue severely, which I did maybe once or twice when I was trying to work on my Kitsune. Moving the drills is damn near impossible. But because that glue is supposed to be so strong, you're thinking, well, that's great because that means it will last. Like the drill staying on will last. Well, when we moved from my apartment across the street to the townhouse, I canvas wrapped that kit for my son, and it hangs in my son's room. Even to this day, it's still hanging in his room. But I have noticed that drills have been falling off of the kit. I never sealed the kit because I don't typically seal unless you guys ask for or request a video. I didn't seal the kit, but the drills were starting to fall off. And I would say it's because of rough handling because we're moving, but my diamond paintings were loaded into the car in a separate trip. Like literally I did four trips with nothing but diamond paintings, okay? Completed diamond paintings came over. Then uncompleted diamond paintings, like diamond paintings in boxes came over. And then diamond painting tools and accessories came over. So everything came over separately to not damage the kits. And I must have moved, I have at least a good 100 some odd kits in this house that are completed. And I didn't have a problem with any of them except for that Kitsune. It was the only one that lost, I want to say it lost probably like 20 or 30 drills. And I wasn't happy because those kits are super expensive. Especially now, as you guys know, what was it? Was it Black Friday? I want to say it was Black Friday. When Black Friday came around, I kept telling you guys there was a kit on that site that I really, really wanted. But for the price that they wanted, I want to say it was like $100 some odd, and it was the smallest size that they offered. So that meant that you weren't going to get the best detail. And I do like that on the site, she gives you the different renderings in the different sizes. And she gives you the size option, and she gives you square or round option. I love that. The problem is, you're going to spend a small fortune for that image. Now, the alternative is where I could spend, say, $120 on that one image. I can go somewhere like Craftedly, Craft Ease, Star, or Diamond Art Club, buy 2 or 3 kits from them for the price that they're asking for that one kit. No. No. And I know they're made to order now, and I don't know what shipping was like before, but I ordered a kit from them a little bit ago, maybe like 2 or 3 weeks ago, maybe a month, and I still have heard nothing about it, like no update emails or anything. And I'm pretty sure I remember having this exact same experience last time where it took a year and a day for it to get here, and it was so long that I literally couldn't even find my my confirmation email that it was on its way, or that I had paid, like when I placed the order, because it had taken so long to get to me. And now that they make them to order, it adds to that wait time. So you're waiting, I want to say 6 to 8 weeks, which is another reason why, and it's not like DIY Moonshop where you wait 6 to 8 weeks for that made to order, and then they send it through a company it's kind of almost expedited. Because like when I order from DIY Moonshop, it might take a long time for them to make the canvas, but getting it, I usually have my kits within 4 days. With TSA, I still am waiting like 2 or 3 weeks for the mail to get to me from wherever it's coming from. So that the long shipping, the expensive shipping, the expensive kit, and the long wait time to have the kit made, I'm not a fan. Now, is that to say that you guys shouldn't purchase from them? No. You, again, might have a different experience than me. Me, personally, I don't like the super long wait times. I am like I said at the beginning of this video, I am very much into instant gratification. So having to wait 2 to 3 months for a diamond painting to get to me when I can order from one of these other companies and have it within a week, it's just not my jive. I mean, if you're not, and it's not like I don't have other kits in my stash that I could work on until that gets here. It's literally just me being impatient on that aspect. The only aspect about it that I can say that it isn't me being impatient is the fact that I do not like the glue on their kits. It is not. It seems like it's still double-sided adhesive. If I had to be completely honest, it seems like double-sided adhesive. That's it. And again, I have nothing against the company, because I know every time you say something negative about a company, you have to have something against them. No, I have nothing against the lady that runs the TSA. I have nothing against their affiliates or anything of the sort. I just am not the biggest fan of TSA because I don't like their glue and stuff. And so what do? I shop other places. So, thank you so much for that question. Who was that? K. Alexis Rose 3. Thank you so much. Those were her questions. Sierra asked, she's the next question. Hey, Miss Coffee, I was just wondering, do you have or have you had any piercings? Now, you guys don't see, I mean, you see the tattoos on my arms and stuff. But when it comes to piercings, you don't typically see piercings. Why? Because I don't really wear earrings or jewelry much anymore. I stopped wearing them, and I'll tell you why in this little whatever this is. So, do I have piercings? Yes. I have my nose pierced. I have 3 holes in each ear. I had my girls pierced. And other things pierced. Now, when Minna was still young, she had to have been 2 or 3 months old. It was Christmas the year that, I want to say it's Christmas the year, it had to have been the year that I had her, because I had her in July, so that December in 2016. I had my girls pierced. Well, Minna was really fussy at Christmas, and I didn't know what was wrong with her. I was wearing a white, like, really nice, soft sweater that I love to wear over at Christmas time. And she was really fussy, and she's, like, flailing around. Her dad hands her to me and is like, feed her something. Get her to stop. And he didn't say it like, you know, but he, you know, here, take this kid. Do something with it. So as I go to start to nurse her, and usually it was a snap-on one. So I could snap it on, like, it had like a bar in the middle of a circle. So I could snap the bar out and just take it right off. And before I got a chance to do that, she took it and ripped it out. Now, at first, I didn't feel anything, and I just felt something that was really warm. And then I looked down, and I noticed that part of my sweater was red, and the other part was white. And I was just like, Dave, take your child. And I ran to go, like, you know, get that taken care of. So I don't wear my piercings anymore. But yes, I do have quite a few piercings. I don't know. Minna obviously is almost about to be 16, so it's not like I couldn't put in earrings and stuff now. But I'm too afraid to break the stuff that I get. Like, I have a very beautiful, like, Scentsy bracelet that I got. Whenever you complete tiers through Scentsy, they give you have your pick. You can either get a pin or a charm bracelet. I chose a charm bracelet because I love bracelets. Problem is, besides my Zocks, I don't wear bracelets because I'm too scared that I'm going to get it caught on something and break it. And with these, because they're elastic, I'm not breaking that. I might get caught up on something, but I'm not breaking it. So I don't tend to wear a lot of jewelry just because I'm scared to break it. Now, if I'm going somewhere out of the house that I feel that I need to dress up nice or something, yes, I will put on jewelry. Other than that, no. So yes, I do have piercings. 3 in each ear, my nose, the girls, and other things. So thank you so much, Sierra, for your question. And then the last question comes from my Boo Thing. How you doing, Boo Thing? Hey, Jeremy, how you doing? Last question comes from Jeremy. Now, don't let this shock you, okay? Hey, sweetheart, how are you today, beautiful? I keep trying to come up with questions to ask, but I get so lost. My question is, what is your favorite gun? Have a wonderful day. Now, if you guys didn't know, yes, Miss Coffee owns guns. Should Miss Coffee own guns with mental health problems? As long as I'm not threatening to hurt anybody, I feel like I'm fine. Those guns are for protection, and I know this. I have been trained to use those guns, so you don't have anything to worry about, okay? My favorite of the, I want to say 5 I have, is my 40 cal rifle. It has a laser sight on it, and I probably, even when I go out to the gun range, it's the one I shoot the most. I don't know why I like it so much. I think it's just because it's big, and it's not like, you know, massive, but it also has like a shoulder shock part on the back of it, so that when I shoot it and it kicks back, I don't absorb it into my shoulder. It absorbs into the gun, so it's only like a slight jerk when I use it. But my 40 cal rifle is my favorite. The other one is my, I want to say it's my 380. I have this little tiny gun, literally fits in my pocket. It's not my favorite because I'm too afraid to put it in my pocket half the time because I'm scared I'm going to shoot myself. Because it is a smaller gun. It literally fits in my pocket, and I'm always afraid that when I go to pull it out, when you hold a gun, the responsible way to do it is, unless you're pointing to shoot at something, you never put your finger on that trigger. So when I would go to pull it out of my pocket, I pull it out like this. So I'm grabbing the butt of the gun this way. My finger here is laying across where the trigger is, so if I need to, you know, quickly put my finger down. And then this part's just on the back of the gun. But that gun is like, it fits in the palm of my hand. And I like it, but I'm still also scared that I'm going to hurt myself with it, because I also have tasers. And one of the tasers that I have is a flashlight, because when we moved here, my dad wanted to make sure that we were safe. And so he gave me my 40 cal, and I already had my other guns. And he gave me a flashlight that doubles as a taser. Now, I've tased myself in the leg at least 3 times with this taser, trying to turn the flashlight on. Like, I'll try to turn it on in my pocket, and for some reason, it doesn't, like, it's dark outside, so obviously I can't see. And I go to try to turn it on in my pocket, and it has like a switch on it. And the first switch is light, the second click over is the taser. Well, I would do too many clicks over, and it would shock me in my pocket. So you have to be careful with these things, y'all. Just be careful. All right, so that is all the questions I have over on YouTube. So we are now going to go over into my group, and for some reason, there we go. It wasn't letting me go over to my group. So we're going to go over to my group, and we again are finding that little picture that I drew. Thank you, Naomi, for letting me use that reference. She let me use a reference picture. So I have quite a few questions over on YouTube or on Facebook this time. So let's see if we can get through them, okay? Crystal Russ, why did you get into diamond painting? When did you start crochet? So, okay, again, I got into diamond painting back in July of 2018, but I didn't start my channel until September of that same year. And when did you start to crochet? Now, I've mentioned this story maybe a couple of times on the channel. So when I was little, of course, I lived down south because that's where I'm from. I'm from South Carolina originally. Technically, I'm a mutt. I'm from everywhere, but we lived in South Carolina the most, so I consider myself a southerner because that's the place I remember and that we lived the longest. My grandmother, Susie, we call her Grandma Susie, she taught me how to crochet when I was about 5 or 6 or something like that. She taught me how to crochet. I want to say I was 5 when she taught us, because I remember being like, this is boring as crap. Like, why am I doing this? And she only taught me the chains. So essentially the starting chain for every project. That's all she taught me. My grandma, Susie, passed away of, I want to say, emphysema. She had cancer and was passing away when I finally did meet her, because again, my parents were in the military, so we moved around a lot. So we didn't really get to know our family like most people and most children would. But we would snap peas on the porch with her. We would help her cook. She had this little dog that would just hump all these little teddy bears in her house. And I want to say the dog's name was Tippy or something like that. But when I remember, we would tell her we were bored, and she would pull out a crochet hook and some yarn, and she'd go, "Let me teach you how to do this. You're gonna need this in life at some point." And I'm like, I'm never gonna use this again. Why are you teaching me this? And then she passed away shortly after I learned how. Like, it took me a while to get it because, of course, I'm 5. But when I finally did get it, soon after I got it, she passed away. And so my stepmom, or my mom, she knows how to macrame, or at least she did. She used to know how to macrame, but I don't think she ever crocheted. I do not remember if she does or not. If she did, she never did it with me. So when she passed away, I didn't have anybody to show me how to do any stitches or anything. And so what I did was I would go to the local library and I would look up, I would look at crochet books, and then I would look at a pattern. And this is how I essentially learned how to crochet, because until, I want to say until about 10 years ago, I could not read a pattern. Everything that I made was made from sight, meaning I would look at something, identify what stitch was used, identify how they used it, and do it like that. A lot of pattern creators do not like people like me because we don't need to buy their pattern. We can just look at the picture and replicate what we see. I never saw it as like anything cool or anything until like I got older and people were like, hold up, you can look at that and just recreate it. And I'm like, well, yeah, when you're broke and you can't afford to buy patterns and you're a kid, you know, you had to, if I wanted to do it, I had to figure out how to do it. And it took me many years to learn how to do it by sight. But any project that I see now, all I have to do is look at it, analyze what it looks like, and I can replicate it without using a pattern. And so, long answer, my grandmother taught me when I was 5, and I started diamond painting back in July of 2018, and then, of course, again, started the channel in 2018 as well in September. So thank you, Crystal, for your question. Becca says, what made you want to start a YouTube channel, and do you have advice for anyone who is wanting to start their own? Now, you got a little bit of this question answered in the last Q&A, and I will continue to answer this question because not everybody gets to see the videos, you know, whatever. So I will, if this is a repeat question for you, I might say something different, whatever. I'm going to try to not say the same thing over and over again. Not that I remember what I said the first time, but here we go. So Becca, what made me want to start a YouTube channel? My daughter stayed back in Pennsylvania with her grandmother, and I wanted a way for her to keep up with the daily events that were going on in my house. Because, as you guys know, Minna lives in PA with her dad and her gram, and then me and Mr. Coffee and the littles live here. And so I just wanted her to be able to keep up with what we were doing, because I knew I wouldn't be able to talk to her every day. I figured making her videos on YouTube would be a great way to keep her in the loop. And again, I never intended on publishing any of them public. But because I didn't know how to use YouTube, it ended up publishing public, and people started watching, and then they just have been here ever since. And then what advice would I give to people who want to start a YouTube channel? Oh boy. Now, I don't typically give advice when it comes to stuff like this. Well, in this aspect, I'm okay with giving advice, but like, don't send me a video and go, Miss Coffee, what do you think of this video? Is it good or bad? Blah, blah, blah. I don't critique videos. And then you can ask anyone who's ever asked me about critiquing videos. I do not and will never critique someone's video, because again, I will never look at somebody's hard work that they put into something and go, that's not good enough. No. So when it comes to advice I would give, be original. I cannot express that enough. Essentially what you can do, right? You obviously have YouTubers online that you like to watch. With each YouTuber, what do you like about what they do? You can then mimic. I didn't say copy, I said mimic. Take what they're doing that you like, put your own spin on it, create something beautiful. Now, you, again, want to stay original with what you're doing. You don't want to follow the crowd, because you get into that mindset of following something that other people are doing instead of doing something that you want to do. Remember, this is YouTube. There's no rules here. Minus, again, don't be clapping cheeks on the internet. So feel free to express yourself. Feel free to be yourself. Feel free, when you come to YouTube to watch videos, what do you like to see? Why do you like to see it? Take stuff like that critical thinking, and put it into yourself, into making videos. Like, for me, I like to be entertained when I go on YouTube to watch videos. I want to learn something, whether it be learning about somebody new or learning information that I didn't know. I want to learn. I want to have fun. If I go to a channel and it's all I have a lot of problems. My cat ran away. My leg fell off. Billy Bob jumped in the river today. Nothing about that is interesting. Nothing about that is like, oh my God, I love this channel. So I tend to stay away from channels that are not good for my mental health. And when it comes to starting a channel, you want to be yourself. I am very high energy, but you don't have to be high energy. There are plenty of other creators on this app that are not as energetic as I am, and they are doing very well for themselves. But they're doing well because they're being themselves. They're doing something that's original. They're doing something that's out of the box. Don't do what you've already seen. Try to take what you've already seen, put your own spin on it, and do it yourself. So say like I did a video a few years ago about how to cheaply frame a diamond painting, which all it was taking the white piece of paper that comes in your diamond or your frame, flipping around because it usually has a picture on it when you buy the picture frame. Flipping that piece of paper around, folding the four corners of your diamond painting in that are the edges, and then putting it in the frame. You could do that, but put your own spin on it. Say you don't want to add the backing to it. Say you want to do a different version of that, or you found a better way of doing it. Do that. Don't do the exact same things you've seen other people do, because you're out here competing with people who have been on this app for a very long time. I'm not even the longest diamond painter on this app. The one that's been here the longest, I want to say. I don't remember it. Crap. I think Jeremy's been doing diamond painting on YouTube longer than I have. Stitcherista. I'm pretty sure she still diamond paints. I want to say she still does. Sorry, my brain is catching a blank today. But essentially, you want to be original. You want to be yourself. You want to think outside of the box. You want to do things that other people are not doing. You don't want to essentially copy others, because not only is it very blatantly obvious that you're copying people, people tend not to watch when they can tell that you're being when you're not being yourself, when you're trying to pretend like you're somebody else, or you're copying somebody else. Because why watch a carbon copy when you can watch the original? Literally, just have fun. A lot of people that are on this app take this too seriously, and they worry too much about their numbers, and they're always about, I got to get more subscribers, I got to get this, I got to get that. Just have fun. Will you ever make it big on YouTube? There's a 1 in a million chance that could happen, but there's also another chance that it will not happen. There's a chance that it could all go awry, and you could just be sitting at 200 subscribers for the lifetime of your career. Don't expect to go famous immediately. None of us got famous immediately. None of us are famous. Okay, I'm pretty sure if you ask any of us, we're not famous. I did not get to where I'm at overnight. Okay, again, this year will make 5 years that I've been on YouTube, and my subscriber count reflects that. It's taken me that many years to get that many subscribers. And a lot of the misconception a lot of people have is if they copy and do something that a bigger subscriber or a bigger creator is doing, that will get them the same results. And then when it doesn't, they get mad, because how come it's okay for her to do this but not okay for me? Why is it she have success with it and I didn't? Because everyone is different and everybody does things differently, which is why it's great to have a plethora of different diamond painters out there, because they all are doing things that are different. No one does. You might hear other creators use same phrases, especially like in diamond painting. Like you'll hear like confetti and stuff like that. But you want to be different. You want to stand out. Like, what's going to make you stand out from others? The other big piece of advice that I give people that they never take for some reason, and it's always the same excuse: I don't like the sound of my voice. Do you think I like the sound of this? You think I'm sitting over here like, oh, I can't wait to watch this back. I get to hear myself talk. No. Okay. Watch your videos back. Now, do I watch all of my videos back? No. Should I watch all my videos back? Yes. But my videos be long, so I don't have time. I don't have time to be watching them back the whole time, all the time. But watch your videos back. look at your videos and go, what did I like about it? What did I not like about it? And then continue to continue to tweak the things that you like and that you don't like till you get to a point where you're happy with the types of content that you're putting out. I have noticed that I get a lot more views in videos when I don't curse. Now take it, I do curse a lot, but I tend to get more views on videos when I don't curse versus when I do curse. I'll put that out there. It's just a lot of a lot of people that are watching. It's better to tone, if nothing else, it's better to tone that part down, because not everything you say in a video, we're crafting. You don't have to drop the F-bomb every 30 seconds. We're crafting. Okay? Just reel that in. You can be yourself. Like, I can still be myself without all the talking in cursive. Like, I can still be myself. So try not to be so vulgar, because it tends to turn people off, because a lot of people aren't about the vulgarity of coming to watch a crafter and they're just like, F this, F that, F-ity, F that. No. Calm down. Take a deep breath. You're good. You don't have to cuss. There's other words you can use. Like, what was the one word I made up? I made up a lot of words whenever my kids were little, just so I wasn't cursing in front of them. Now they're older. I don't give a shit. But when my kids were little, I would, I don't give a flying flip-flop. You think that I really meant flying flip-flop? No, you replaced that with the cuss word, and that's just what I ended up coming up with. I think it's because I literally had threw a shoe at something, and that was the first thing that popped into my head was flying flip-flop. So try not to be so vulgar. I'm not saying that you can't curse, just not every other word needs to be a curse word. Try to be excited about what you're showing. Like, when you show stuff, get excited about it. If you're not excited and you're just like, here's a diamond painting, here's its drills, let's look at the diamond painting, look, diamond painting. That is going to interpret people to be like, she doesn't really like that, so I don't like it either. And you're not necessarily out here to sell stuff for different companies, but you want to have some kind of enthusiasm in your voice when you're showing stuff, because if you're not excited about showing your subscribers or your followers or your supporters, whatever you would like to call them, if you're not excited to show them what you got, they're not going to be excited to see it. Watch your videos back. Do you need to watch every single last one of them? No, just every once in a while. Like, go and make an entire week's worth of videos. Then randomly choose one, watch it. What did you like? What did you didn't like? If you feel froggy, keep doing that. Do that to all your videos if you want to, if you have enough time. But watching your videos back is, I want to say, a great way of gauging how you're doing on YouTube and if you need to improve. So, and the only person that can tell you that you need to improve is you. Your subscriber count, your views. Your views will tell you whether or not something is something that piques the interest of your peeps. So if it does pique the interest of your peeps, keep doing that. Keep doing that. Now, in my case, there's not a lot of my peeps that enjoy drawing, so I'm having to find that happy balance of when do I draw and when do I diamond paint. If I just don't feel like diamond painting, but I know that's what they want to see, I will just cancel a video altogether, just because a lot of the times it's not worth it to make a whole video when you know it's not going to get views. So try to stick to one thing if you can. Now, when I say one thing, that means, like, in a video, like, you don't want to be doing 7 different crafts in a video. But you also need to realize that you don't have to take everything that is said to you by everybody on the internet that does YouTube. You don't have to take what they say to heart. You don't have to take it as this is the be-all, end-all, only way, this is the advice I'm giving you. You have to take it. No, take what you want from what is being said. So if you don't want to watch your videos back, don't watch your videos back. You don't have to listen to me. Who am I? I'm just a stay-at-home mom who just happens to have a channel and has been doing this for a long time. Whether it's been successful or not, you don't have to listen to me, because what may work for me might not work for you. So be selective and the advice you take from people, because only you know how you are and what you want and like to do. So there's a lot of advice in there. So I'm going to try to recap. Be original. Be yourself. Take advice with a grain of salt. Do what makes you happy. Try to stick to one thing to keep focus in your videos. Don't jump from craft to craft to craft to craft in a video. That will turn people off because they don't know what the hell you're doing. So that would be my advice to people who are starting YouTube. Sorry about that long explanation, but thank you, Becca. Denise says, who are your favorite artists in diamond painting and coloring artists? Okay, so diamond painting artists. Of course, I love JoJo's Arts. I love Mandy Manzano. I don't remember the artist that did Bubblegum Girl, but she's another one of my favorites. Geneva Bowers is another one of my favorites. When it comes to coloring, I love Hannah Lynn. I love her images because they're perfect for coloring because the heads are super big and it's not taking up a lot of, especially if you find one of her simplified coloring books. Love them. I have all of them. Jade Summers is another one of my favorites. Molly Harrison, I love hers for color pencils. So yeah, that's my favorites. So thank you, Denise, for your question. Fiona, hey Fiona. Even though I'm not partnered with DAC and don't want to diamond paint so much. Okay, hold on. Even though you're not partnered with I've never really been, well, I guess that's technically a partnership. I guess she means because I don't do sneak peeks anymore. So for those folks who didn't realize it, no, I no longer do sneak peeks with Diamond Art Club. I will be still showing them. I just won't have sneak peeks anymore. This happened back in February, but there are still a few people that didn't realize that I haven't done a sneak peek since February. Even though you're not partnered with DAC and don't want to diamond paint so much, are you going to get the Christina Loray kits? Now, if you didn't know, Christina Loray was one of the artists that I recommended to Diamond Art Club. And surprisingly, they actually started printing her kits. Am I going to get her kits? Yes. I already have her kits. Again, I'm still buying Diamond Art Club. I just haven't shown them because I wanted to take a break. So back in February, it had been decided that DAC was going to split ways with my group, Crafters Anonymous. And then they also decided to split ways with me with doing sneak peeks, which, you know, that's their decision. It's completely fine. I stand and respect their decision to do what they want with their business. Again, I have no bad blood with them. And so I stopped showing Diamond Art Clubs. It wasn't for any other reason than I wanted to take a break. I had been showing so many Diamond Art Clubs that I kind of forgot that there were other companies out there. Every once in a while, you guys would get a little piece of another company, but then everything else was Diamond Art Club. And that's not to say that Diamond Art Club's bad or you shouldn't show a bunch of Diamond Art Clubs. Diamond Art Clubs get you views on your channel, so a lot of people do tend to show a lot of Diamond Art Clubs. But there are other companies out there, and I wanted time to explore and see some of these other companies, so I took a break from unboxing them. That does not mean I stopped buying them. I want to say, if I like the image that they're coming out with, I will unbox it. And I'm pretty sure up until this point, I have unboxed them. Today, the day that I'm recording this, is actually their 4-year anniversary. So happy anniversary to DAC. They had a big sale last night at midnight, or 2 a.m. my time. I was asleep. I don't know. But they did have a sale for, like, they put 50 new kits up for release. And there was a Christina Loray in there, and I did get it this morning. So, yeah, I will still be getting the Christina Loray kits. As long as my account is in good standings with them, I will continue to still buy from them. I wanted to take a break from showing them because not everybody can afford Diamond Art Clubs, and I've been showing them so often that I myself am guilty of, you know, being like, oh, snap. You know, I haven't showed another company in 2 months because all I've been doing is unboxing Diamond Art Clubs. So I wanted to just take a little bit of a break from showing them to give some other companies time to shine, because there are other really good companies out there besides Diamond Art Club. Where Diamond Art Club is one of, I will give them, they do set the bar pretty high for a lot of these other diamond painting companies. There are a lot of good diamond painting companies out there that a lot of people do not know about, because the most unboxed diamond painting company on YouTube right now is Diamond Art Club. So I was just taking a little bit of a break. The other problem with that is that a lot of these other companies take forever and a day to deliver your stuff, so it takes you a while till you get them. But I was just taking a break from Diamond Art Club, just to give the channel a break to, you know, see something else that's not Diamond Art Club. But I am still going to be showing them when I'll be showing them now when I get them, just because I think, you know, 4 months is enough of a break. After a while, I just forgot, and I wasn't paying attention, honestly. So I just was like, well, I'm not boxing it, and whatever. So, yes, I will still be getting the Christina Loray kits. Matter of fact, I bought the one that they came out with this week, I guess. The one they came out with last night. I bought that one. And the girl with the rainbowish kind of hair. So, yeah, I'm still buying from them. I just was taking a break. I needed a break. Again, you take and do the same thing over and over again. You kind of need a break. So, thank you, Fiona, for your question. Helena. I want to say it's Helene. Helen? Maybe it's Helen. Helen says, I see you have tattoos from music notes. Do you like music? I do like music. Are your tattoos, I'm going to guess it says, do your tattoos have a special meaning to you? Okay, so nobody's ever really asked, well, I have had once or twice where somebody's asked me about my tattoos. So my tattoos, you guys see them sometimes. She says she sees music notes, and I'm trying to think of what tattoo she's seeing. The only one I can think that she sees is this one here. This is the only music note that I know of that I have. Because, as you guys know, this arm is Twilight. If you know the Twilight series, the book covers, that's what this arm is. So there's an apple up here. There's a feather. There's a red splotchy ribbon that I had an allergic reaction to that goes around and comes down right here. And then there's the chest piece. Now, this here was for a spouse of mine that was in the military and went overseas. And it says, when you see the sun, I see the moon. Because whenever he would call, it'd be nighttime here, but daytime there. So that's what that is. The star on my hand, I got it because my mother-in-law wanted to know if that part of your hand hurt getting a tattoo. So we have a matching tattoo. Mine's is black, hers is purple. I like to crochet. I like Gears of War. I like Twilight. That's supposed to be an adorable little vampire person. Then there's like a wolf over here. The V for Vendetta guy's here. If you've ever watched the movie V for Vendetta, Guy Fawkes, he's right there. If you don't know, Mr. Coffee's birthday is the 5th of November. Watch the movie, you'll know the relevance. Now, so on my back, I have Hello Kitty kicking a stick figure across my back. I also have 2 Endermen on my shoulders. I have, I want to say 8 Hello Kitties lined up on the small of my back, like a big tramp stamp. I have tattoos in other places that we're not going to talk about. On the back of my legs, I have lace where it looks like the back of my leg is laced up with a ribbon. But I only have it on one leg. Mr. Coffee's supposed to finish the other leg. I will actually tell you this. If I can talk Brooklyn Kaiju into it, I did plan on doing a live stream where I get one of his images tattooed on me. Because I really, really, like, I was going to be the Cloud Girl. But then he said about making a coffee cup. And I was like, if he make that coffee cup, can I have it? I already got the okay from Denzel to do Baby Yoda. So I might have a Baby Yoda one first. But my tattoos, typically, okay, they all have some type of a meaning. It just is how I was feeling at that time. I also have a tattoo on my calf. So, what's on this one? Okay, so I have Call of Duty on the inner left leg. On the outer left leg, I have Halo ODST, which, as you guys, if you didn't know, ODST is Orion. That's Orion Dominic Sebastian Tepper. On the outer right side, I have Minna and it's Minnie Mouse sitting on a moon, a crescent moon. And then on the inner right calf of my leg is a picture of Maggie Simpson for a little Maggie Pie. So I also have rosary beads around my ankle, but instead of having the cross, it has a Hello Kitty head. Because again, you guys know I'm religious, but not that type of religious. My tattoos all have some type of a meaning of some sort. I also have, which I keep forgetting about this one. I have a tattoo here on my chest on top of my boob. It's 3 hearts. It looks like the old Zelda hearts. Like when you play with a video game and have the hearts and it would go like half empty and whatever. I have hearts. Each one of the hearts represents one of the kids. And then on the side over here, I have a quote by Galileo. I've loved the stars too fondly to be fearful of the night, I believe it is. And then Mr. Coffee later finds out that, you know, he might not have said that. And I was just like, well, it's there now. So I have a rib piece here. I think, is it on that side? Nope, it's on this side. So it's this side. On my hips, I have shooting stars. Again, I love astrological things. And also that represents a friend of mine who was a victim of domestic violence. And she was attacked by this gentleman that she would have never thought in a million years would have done anything to her, because he was a neighbor friend and he just decided one day to attack her with a hammer. And so the shooting stars represent each time she got hit in her head with the hammer. She did survive. She's doing perfectly fine. She has a nice family now, and she's all good and gravy and stuff. But her and I were best friends. That's a story for another day. But that tattoo is a matching tattoo with her, so I have shooting stars literally on each side of my hips. But yeah, I have a lot of tattoos. A lot of my tattoos have like significant, deep meaning. Like the shooting stars are probably besides the kid ones, the shooting stars have the most meaning. But for those who don't know, the reason why there are a lot of tattoos is because when we lived in PA, Mr. Coffee had high dreams of being a tattoo artist. And he needed practice. And me being the, you know, supportive spouse, hey, tattoo me. And so that's another reason why I have so many tattoos, is because, I also have a Hello Kitty on the back of my neck, but half of its face is like a paisley print type deal, and then the other half is like a Hello Kitty face. I call it my Mike Tyson Hello Kitty. I have so many at this point that I can't remember how many I actually have. I do know that there is a lot. Like, there isn't a part of my body that doesn't have a tattoo on it. So, yeah, I have a lot of tattoos. And essentially, they each have a meaning, but grouped. I think there's only there's only 2 tattoos on me that haven't been done by Mr. Coffee, which is this one here, these on my wrist, and there's a Hello Kitty underneath the Orion tattoo. That one wasn't done by Mr. Coffee, but all the other tattoos that I have were done by Mr. Coffee, and that just that has meaning to me, but to nobody, to anybody else, it wouldn't have meaning. To me, that's me showing my love and support for my husband in whatever adventure he wants to do. Now, as you guys know, Mr. Coffee is nowhere near being a tattoo artist, but I'm still stuck with these tattoos. So, yeah, the tattoos all have some kind of a meaning. Whether it's a deep meaning or not, that's to be questioned. Like the lace on the back of my leg, I just thought it was cute when I wore shorts. Like, I was young, I didn't care. I was like, tattoo me up. Now I'm just like, I don't care. So yes, the tattoos have some kind of a meaning. So thank you so much, Helen, for that. She says she doesn't have, I myself have no tattoos, but find them interesting and stories behind them. Yeah, the tattoos, like, the Gears of War one, that one was funny because Mr. Coffee has one. I can't remember what video game he put on himself, but he tattooed himself and he would tattoo me. So, yeah, they're fun. Amanda says, when did you realize you love to draw, and what would be something you would want to, would it be something you would want to pursue? Yes. What type of artist do I want to be? Right now, just a good one. I want to keep improving. I want to keep working at it. But I realized at a very young age that I like to draw. And it wasn't just like when I was a kid, I would scribble on a page and be like, ooh. No, I'm talking about like when I was in school, like kindergarten. I remember I would outline my images in whatever color that I was going to color it, and then I would color it in, and I'd be very meticulous to not go outside the lines. And most kindergartners and first graders are just like, they want to get it done. They're coloring it all one color. They got different shades of colors in there, and I was never like that. I always liked it to be really neat and tidy, and then I would trace it, then try to see if I could trace it with my finger, and then I would try to draw it on the side of it. I was really young when I realized I liked to draw. And would I ever want to pursue being an artist? Yes. Would I ever do it full time? That's to be determined. I mean, I could see myself like opening up like a little sticker shop, or, you know, making like stuff that people can actually use. But right now I'm just trying to focus on being a good artist, because I still don't feel like my artwork is anywhere near as good. Like, I wouldn't like it. My biggest fear is having my artwork put up next to an actual artist. Like, if you were to put my artwork up next to a Mandy Manzano or a JoJo's Arts or a Christina Lorraine, I would freak out. And I literally have. And one of Brooklyn Kaiju's streams, he put my artwork up, and it wasn't necessarily that it freaked me out, but it helped me to realize that I have a lot of work to do if I want to get to some of the levels of some of these people I see out here. And I'm not comparing my artwork I don't like comparing my artwork to anybody else, because they're not me, so they can't draw and do like I can do. But I at least want to get more confident with my drawing, that I feel confident enough to actually show it and be proud of it. Right now I show it, and I am proud of it most of the time, but I find like little things that are wrong with it every time, and I'm like, I just need to improve on that. So that's why I've been kind of reserved and holding back on showing a lot of my artwork, is because I still don't have that confidence in myself yet that I can produce good artwork. One day, yes, but right now, no. So I was really young when I realized that I wanted to be an artist, and would I pursue it? Of course I would. But at my age, I'm gonna be like 70 years old selling stickers. So thank you so much, Amanda, for that. Marsha, I don't know if it's Marcia or Marsha. I always call her Marsha, so I'm hoping it's Marsha. Hi, Marsha. When I do diamond painting, how can I get a little faster? What do you suggest? I do thank you so much for have a great evening. Stay safe and your family always. Okay. So Marsha wants to know tips on getting faster with diamond painting. Practice, one. You have to do it a lot. Like 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 anything else in life, even though you don't really have to put any brain power into it because you're not drawing the image, it's still something that you need to do a lot. And one way I practice getting really good at being faster is working on canvases that have a lot of color blocking. If you look back in my past, when I first started diamond painting, I would purposely pick out kits that had a lot of color blocking. One of the posts in my group this week that made me laugh out loud, like literally spit out coffee laugh, was, if you remember, I did the kit K Rico Siren by Mandy Manzano. It's like a 174 by 55 or some crap like that. It's massively huge. To date, I think it's still the biggest one I've completed. It took me 14 and a half days. How? And I remember that because Diamond Art Club kept telling me, take a break. Stop it. Take a break. And I'm like, no, I got this. I got this. Don't tell me my business. I got this. And I completed it in 14 and a half days. And I was so burnt out. I don't think I ever fully recovered from it. Because I was trying to do it as fast as I could. You don't have to be the fastest. But if you would like to speed up things a little bit because you feel like you're going too slow, try to find kits that have confetti and practice on those. Also, I like to use multi-placers. Now, back when I first started, all they had were 6 and 9 placers. Well, they had 3, 6, 9, okay? But they were like those big, thick placers. And not that there's anything wrong with those big, thick placers. I just didn't like them. But I would still use them. I even sold them at one point. So if you're someone who's been on my channel for a long time, like you want to spot a real Miss Coffee OG, ask them to see their mermaid tails. When I first started YouTube, shortly afterwards, I started selling mermaid tail pins. And this is before all these like other diamond painting pin sellers were around. Like these people did not exist. And I was selling mermaid tail pins with like straighteners and multi-placers on them because that's what I used. And I stopped because then like a lot of other people started selling them and I was just like, I'm done. So yeah, to get faster, my advice would be to practice. try to find a kit that has a lot of confetti, or not confetti, I'm sorry, a lot of color blocking, and practice on those kits. Now, especially if you're using, or you've never used a multi-placer. One, I have tons of videos on how to use multi-placers, whether it be the metal tip, the rounded multi-placers, or the straight ones. I have videos for using the multi-placers. Don't mind Daisy. She tired of life. But practice using a multi-placer. See how big you can go. Now, I will give you this heads up. Not all multi-placers are made the same. I have a ton of 15 placers, but they do not all place the same. I have the metal tip one that places the drill, and it depends on the canvases, because I shouldn't say that the multi-placers aren't the same. The canvases are not the same. Some companies space their symbols out a little bit wider and narrower than other companies. So if you're going to go place it down and you notice that they're not all on there, you'll have to readjust them. But the way that I got faster was because I use multi-placers. If you ever literally just look at what I do when I diamond paint, even when I do whip and chats, or when I go live, when I actually am diamond painting, if you look, a lot of the times I'm not using that single placer. I'm using that multi-placer. And I like to use the biggest one that I can, because at any point I can put 3 drills on it, put it down. I can put 5 drills on it, put it down. I can put 8 drills on it, put it down. I use a big multi-placer so I can place as many as I want within that 15 drill range, and I will use it. I will place one drill with it. I don't care. But I use multi-placers, and I use big multi-placers. So if you're someone who doesn't use big multi-placers, the other advice I would have is make sure you're sectioning off your kit. Again, I have another video on that as well. Well, I guess it might be over there. Just look for that little eye in the corner up here somewhere. Up here in one of these corners, like the little, up there somewhere. You'll see a little eye pop out. I'll throw up some videos of multi-placing and other stuff. But yeah, I use multi-placers. You can also try sectioning off your kit and doing it in sections. But really, that's the only advice I have, is just make sure you have on something that you can listen to, but don't necessarily have to watch. A lot of diamond painters do like to watch things when they diamond paint, and that can slow you down, because you're drill, look up, get distracted, drill, look up, get distracted, drill. And if you're like me, you have a touch of the ADHD, so once you get distracted, you're like, ooh, look, a squirrel. Did I bake some cookies today? I gotta go take the car to get serviced. Those dogs need shots. Next thing I know is 3 hours later, I've placed 2 drills. So try to find something that's not going to visually take your focus off of your kit. Try to listen to an audiobook, or try just listening to the TV, or listening to a show that you are watching instead of watching it, because once you get your attention off that canvas, it's going to slow you down. So that would be my tools and tips and tricks on multi-placing faster. So thank you so much, Marsha, for that question. I really appreciate it. Manon, I'm guessing that's how you say it. Manon, ask, I never did adult coloring. What should I buy to start? What is the basic thing I should buy to make me love coloring? One, I can't tell you, there's no special tool to make you love coloring. But there's some tools that I like to use that might help you fall in love with coloring. So, tool number 1, when you're doing adult coloring, you have to decide what medium you want to use. Do you like color pencils? Do you like markers? Do you like paint? A lot of people do watercolor paintings. Do you like, Sharpie markers? You have to figure out what medium you like. So if I was going to do it for myself, I would choose markers. I love markers. I want waffle fries. Sorry, that's a meme. But I love markers, and I love brush tip markers. They give me a little bit more control over my brush strokes. So I would go for either Ohuhu. They're the closest to Copics. The price range is a little high, but it's still affordable. You don't have to have the biggest pack of them. You can just get like a starter basic pack and you'll be fine. Or Arteza is another company. I, of course, am an affiliate with Arteza. I don't think I have a code right now because I don't really talk to them that often. But Arteza does have really good brush tip markers. Even their nib tips are fine. But myself, I love markers, so I would go for markers. So get yourself a good set of markers. When it comes to color pencils, Art and Fly has good color pencils. Or what's the other company? It's Art and Fly, Artify, and that's Artify, Artify. Art and Fly, Artnfly. They have good color pencils. Get yourself a good set of color pencils if you want them. And then find yourself a coloring book. What kind of images do you like? Search Amazon for the type of images that you like. I personally like coloring people. I don't like coloring scenes and backgrounds and grass. That's not my jive. I just don't like doing it. I'm lazy. So I don't even like backgrounds. So I love getting like Hannah Lynn images because, again, her characters have big heads. Not a whole lot going on in the background unless you get like the detailed version. She also does a simplistic version. She's one of the few artists who is out here doing the Lord's work, okay? Because for those folks like me that get overwhelmed when they see too much stuff going on in the picture, she has a simplified version of it. She also does it on her Patreon where you can get like exclusive stuff. Not to promote for her, but not that she needs me helping her promote. But yeah, so try to see what time it is. So find yourself a good coloring book. My recommendations would be either a Jade Summers or a Hannah Lynn. Those are two of my favorites that I like to color in. When it comes to like coloring, do you want grayscale? Do you know what grayscale is? Do you want just line art? Alina Lazareva also has some really good coloring books, especially if you love drawing pretty ladies and you want to do line art instead of, like, I think she does have some grayscale, but for the most part, she does have line arts as well. I think she tries to make one of each book. Like, she'll make one grayscale, one line art. Get yourself a good coloring book. And then just sit down and color. Are your first couple of colors going to be Picasso's? No. Is it going to look bad? Yes. But it doesn't matter, because slow progress is still progress, according to Brooklyn Kaiju. But your first images that you color aren't going to be the best. They're not going to look like, you know, grandiose. Unless you already know how to do adult coloring, it's going to look like, you know, what I like to call a first grader's done it. But that's okay, because you did it. And you should be proud of it, because you did it. And so just keep practicing with it. You will fall in love with coloring because it is such a nice, calming, relaxing activity to do that... Hold on. Sorry, neighbor cat. But it's such a nice, calming, relaxing activity to do that you'll fall in love with coloring immediately. I don't think I've met too many people that are like, I tried adult coloring, it sucks. Okay. But yeah, just try to find subject matter that you like to color. Get yourself a good set of color pencils or markers, and then just have at it. Have fun with it. Like, you're not entering, well, right now you shouldn't be entering into any contest or anything with it. Just have fun with it. But essentially, you want to find yourself, like, if I had recommendations for, like, markers and stuff, even if you're wanting to go cheap with it and you don't want to go too expensive like Ohuhu and Arteza, try out Artify, because they have really good markers. You might not be able to find brush tips, but they do have good markers, and they're not hella expensive. Same thing for color pencils, Artify. If you're looking for good pencils, you can try Black Widows. They're really good. Arteza has really good ones. I don't think Ohuhu has color pencils. I'm not sure. I just did like, if you look in my playlist, you'll see something about adult coloring. There's a bunch of unboxings for different companies and how their tools work, and I just did color pencils for another company that I can't think of the name of the company right now, but just find yourself a good set of tools that you like. And again, it just depends on you, because if you like markers and stuff like that, then find yourself a good set of markers. If you don't like markers, you want to do color pencils, then do color pencils. It's whatever's easiest for you. I find it easier to do marker because I'm not having to blend as hard as I would have with oh my gosh, color pencils. So that's the answer to that question. So thank you so much, Manon. I really appreciate the question. Teresa says, have you ever put Ferrotone on your baby's tummies? Ferrotone is, which I'm probably saying that wrong, but it's a little thing you put on your ferret's tummies, and they kind of like eat it off, I guess. I'm guessing this is her little ferret, and you can't really see it the best because it's kind of like laying down, licking the stuff off his tummy. No, I don't use Ferrotone, but my ferrets love salmon oil. So I will put salmon oil on their bellies, or when I'm trying to clip their nails, I'll put some on my finger or something so that they are distracted while I clip their nails. So, Kira asked, what's one craft that seems too intimidating for you to try? Oh, by the way, last week I was talking about a craft that I wanted to do that I've never done, that I see other people do, that I'm like, ooh, I want to do that. It's called rug tufting. Rug tufting. A craft that I feel is too intimidating. And see, that's the thing. When I find that it's too intimidating, I tend to want to try it because it seems intimidating. I like challenges. So, if there was a craft that was too intimidating. Cross-stitching. Cross-stitching is, I don't want to try it. I already know how to cross-stitch. I just don't like doing it. It's so many X's. Becky's going to hate that answer. But, I feel like I want to be as excited as a lot of other people that I see doing it. Like, Becky gets super excited when she does a cross-stitch, and I'm like, I want to be that excited about cross-stitch. But then the moment I do, like, my Halloween cross-stitches, I'm like, now I remember why I don't like doing cross-stitch. But if it was a craft that I've never done before that seems completely intimidating and I want to try it, probably macrame. Again, my mom used to do macrame. I've never done it. And I think I might have attempted it once or twice, but it didn't go over very well, if you know what I mean. So probably macrame. So thank you so much, Kira, for that question. The next question comes from Parker. What's your favorite accessory across any craft? My favorite accessory. My favorite accessory. That's hard. You know how many accessories I have? Jeez. Okay, let's go by each craft that I do currently. So for diamond painting, my favorite accessory would have to be that little storage. Oh, no. Not that. Favorite accessory. So with diamond painting, I'm going to say my cover minders because they're decorative and I like them. And they're shiny. For crocheting, it would have to be my Furls crochet hooks because I have the rainbow set and I'm very excited about that. And then for drawing, my tablet and my Apple Pencil, because you kind of need those to work on Procreate. So I have a couple of different crafts that I do, but my favorite accessory overall would have to be probably, honestly, if I had to, like, you know, out of all my crafts, what's my one favorite accessory, it would be that tray holder that I got from Tori's Diamond Painting Tools over on Etsy. The one that has the 6 slots in it. I wish it had like a longer one with like 18 slots or some crap in it. Just some ridiculously, like, as long as my desk type storage container system so I can just put my drills in across the way. But that would probably be my favorite thing just because I love the way that it holds numerous amounts of drill baggies. 3D Viking makes them as well, and they make them separated. So I like the separated ones too, because then if I have colors that are, say, more so on the left side than the right, then I can have one tray on the right with just those colors and tray on the left with just those colors. So if I had to pick, it would be my diamond painting baggies holder, which is probably stupid, but it is what it is. That's my favorite. The seal is cute. Oh, thank you, Jane. Jane didn't really have a question. She just wanted to let me know that that seal was cute, even though it's not a seal, it's a manatee, but you can't tell the difference, so that's fine. Thank you, Jane. Molly says, what made you stop crocheting? I got burnt out. No lie, I got burnt out. I crocheted for a good 15 years straight. And the sad part is, I never stopped crocheting. You just don't see it on the channel. I still crochet. If you didn't know, I work for a company called Happily Hooked Magazine. I am a pattern tester, meaning I crochet patterns so that when they print the magazine, you're not getting a pattern that has a bunch of grammatical errors or errors in the pattern. Every once in a while, they'll slip and they'll get through the cracks and you might get a mistake here or there, usually not. But I'm one of those folks that makes sure that those patterns in that magazine are good. Now, do I test all the patterns? No. I usually test about, I try to test at least once a month, 1 or 2 patterns from there once a month or something like that. But I never stop crocheting. But the reason you don't see it on the channel, because I do a lot of things off camera. Like, I'm not just sitting here just drawing. I do a lot of adult coloring off the channel because it doesn't seem to have a lot of interest on the channel, okay? And I'm not trying to bore people to death. So I do a lot of adult coloring. I do a lot of crocheting. And that's the thing is, I don't mind diamond painting on camera, but when I'm off camera, don't expect there to be any progress on that because there's other things that I would like to do, like adult coloring and crocheting and drawing, which is what I've been doing this entire week. If you didn't know, I took this entire week off. This is the only video that you will get this week because I took the entire week off. And I went live yesterday. By the time you see this, it'll be yesterday. So, yeah, all that. So thank you so much for that question, Molly. Ray Amico asked, I found you from Zox. Now, for those of you who don't know what Zox are, they're these. I just recently became an affiliate again with Zox. I will have my information down below. If you are a first-time Zox buyer, you can save yourself 15% off with your first purchase. I found you from Zox. Like, literally, there's a Zox VIP group, and that's where I met her. I was reading posts and had my first DAP, but wasn't sure what to do. And the post mentioned you are a YouTuber and showed your DAP, which I'm guessing she's talking about DPs, and wear Zox. I began watching you and wanted to know your Zox story. How long, roughly, how many, and do you have a collection you don't wear? She's asking about the Zox. Now, when it comes to Zox, I have over 400 Zox bracelets. I buy Zox every Thursday. Every Thursday is when they're released. I'm a VIP because I do buy so many. So I buy them every week. Unless there's, every once in a while, there's an off week where there won't be any bracelets that catch my attention. And I won't purchase any. But I'm also a member of what they call their Pearl Club. The Pearl Club is an exclusive club. They only allow so many people into this Pearl Club. It's $25 a month, and every month you get a new bracelet. I will show you a couple of the new ones I just recently got in, so hold on a second. All right, so obviously, when you buy Zox, they come in like a little envelope, and they usually look like this. So for those folks that have been wondering about the little bracelets that I wear, they're Zox. I've been wearing Zox. The first person to ever buy me Zox was Diamond Painting. Oh my gosh, what's her name? She's on Instagram. She sent me a care package with a fox bracelet. It's my very first Zox was a bracelet with foxes and they're jumping through snow. She sent me that, and then Tmall also sent me some Zox bracelets. But Diamond Painting, I want to say it's Diamond Painting Girl or something like that on oh, hold on, I know. Okay, her name is Mini Diamond Girl, or at least it was, over on Instagram. She does molds now. Like, she does, like, those cool, like, resin molds. She bought me my first Zox. She sent it to me as a gift. I really liked them, so I went over to the Zox website and started buying them. I've been buying them now for, I want to say, 2 or 3 years. So I have a good, I'm going to guess, if I had to estimate, I probably have over 400 Zox bracelets. And are there a collection I do not wear? I will not and do not wear my Pearl Clubs. Now, my Pearl Clubs are these. They come in these boxes. Again, it's $25 a month, and I get this shipped out once a month. And they're special Zox bracelets because, one, you get this fancy box with them, and I have probably, I'm going to say I have a good 30 of these. They come like this, and they have a saying on the inside. This one's, oh, my pen. This one says, eventually all pieces will fall into place. And as you guys know, they have those little inspirational sayings. And then the bracelet itself looks like it has puzzle pieces on it. Every once in a while, I might get froggy and wear one of these, but for the most part, I don't. And then each one of them comes with the cute little pin that corresponds with whatever's going on. So these are the Pearl Club bracelets. And I do not wear these. Like I said, every once in a while, I might get froggy and wear one of them. I think there's one of them that I did wear, which was a butterfly one. But for the most part, I do not wear these. Why? I do not know. But I just don't. They're like, I don't know, collector's items to me. So in this one, you can tell all I did was open it up like this to see it, and I put it back down. And you can tell because I never even broke the spine of it. So this one is It's Your Turn. Has little pinwheels on it. The pin that comes with it is a pinwheel itself, so it spins. Never worn it. That's the first time it's ever been out of the box. Why? Again, why? I don't know. Why I don't wear them? I just don't. Mostly because I have a whole drawer in my craft table filled with these, so I just wear these. So Ray, thank you so much for your question. Now hopefully that answered it. I think that answered all of them. Roughly how many? Roughly about 400. And do you have a collection you don't wear? My Pearl Clubs. And again, if you've never bought in Zox, I will have a discount code that will be appearing. It should start appearing now because I just changed my description box up a little bit. There's a code in my description box to get yourself 15% off if you're a first-time customer with Zox. And that code will only work once because you have to be a first-time customer. I don't make the rules, folks. So, thank you, Ray, for that question. All right, we have two more. Gwen, did you start drawing on paper first or start on the iPad? I started drawing on paper. They call it either digital art or traditional art. Traditional art is when you're drawing on paper with pencil. Digital, obviously, is on the iPad. I started traditional. I've always wanted to learn, but have been intimidated. I was the exact same way. What finally pushed you to go for it? Mr. Coffee. It's always, like I said, it's always been a dream of mine to be an artist. And I never cared about making money off the art. I just wanted to be able to draw something pretty. And Mr. Coffee, even though he doesn't believe he's an artist, he does amazing work. And he bought me my first sketchbook and was like, when we first moved, I fell into a depression. Not because I was missing my family or anything like that. It was because I was missing my daughter. I fell into a really bad depression. And he didn't want me to be sad. And he goes, you know, why don't you go after one of your dreams that you've always had? Now, I have a couple of dreams, but one of them is being a flight attendant for some reason. But my biggest dream has always been, and he knows this, to be an artist. And so he went out and bought me a sketchbook and a pack of pencils and said, why don't you try it? When I first started, I was pencil and paper. I was a traditional artist, or traditional artist in training. And then after a little bit, he was like, why don't you, like, I started YouTube and everything like that. And he goes, why don't you buy that tablet that you've always wanted? This is back when Procreate first came out a few years ago. He told me, you know, why don't you buy that tablet you've always wanted and try digital art? Because nowadays, in this day and age, where traditional art is nice and people still do it, everything's going digital. So, like, if you ever going to want to make a name for yourself, try doing traditional art or digital art. And so I bought myself a tablet after doing traditional for about a year. I bought myself the tablet. I didn't like digital art at first. I thought it was horrible. I could not get it. I was mad. And then after a while, I got used to it and really liked it. And I've been doing digital art ever since, and I haven't looked back. Now I don't like doing traditional. It's weird. But what pushed me was Mr. Coffee telling me to follow my dream and just go for it. If you're feeling intimidated by it, feel free to message me. Now, am I going to give you advice or tips or tricks? No, because I don't know any. Again, I'm still in this process myself. But if you're too afraid to put it up online and you just want to show someone, feel free to message me your pictures. I would love to see them. Because, again, I still get... I have a lot of images on my tablet that I've never shown, that I've drawn, because I didn't like them. But Mr. Coffee's always been that supportive person that he pushes me to be the best version of myself that I can be, and not the so angry version. So Mr. Coffee is what pushed me into going for that dream, because if it wasn't for him, And if it wasn't for his encouragement, this wouldn't be a thing, honestly. I probably still would be just doodling randomly and being like, that looks stupid. My life. She says she feels intimidated. What finally pushed you to go for it? I like your video when you were drawing and talking to us and talking to yourself through what you need and want to do. It seems less intimidating somehow hearing you go through it. Yes. The other thing you can do, and I have the same thing. Like, I feel the same way when it comes to drawing. I still get intimidated by doing it. I am in no shape, way, or form an artist of any sort, no matter what anybody says. One of the things that helps me is that I go over to Twitch, or I find on YouTube people that draw. Some of my favorite people to watch on YouTube that do drawing, Lucid Neema, that's Lucidneema, Lucid Neema. We have Drawing With, WIFF, not WITH, but with Waffles. You have Mira Byler. She is the sweetest little girl on the planet, and she's about to have twins, which is adorable. You have Emily Artful. She's edgy, but she's funny. I like her. You have Ethan Becker. He's hilarious. He has like this Kellogg's jacket. There's Sam Does Art, I think it's called. I think it's his channel, Sam Does Art. But then over on Twitch, as you know, I've been spending a lot more of my time over on Twitch, because going into those lives is not only I'm meeting new people, making new friends, but I'm also learning from those folks over on Twitch. So I like to watch, there's a lady named Ari Beans, or Ari Beans something. And one thing I like about Twitch is that they raid. So what a raid is when their stream ends, they essentially take their raid and throw it at another creator that's on the app. So I've met a lot of great artists doing the raids, like Ari. And of course, you guys already know Brooklyn Kaiju. I talk of him often. He is probably like the sweetest guy on the planet, and he's been incredibly helpful in this adventure that I've been on. And I know that, like, I don't see him as a mentor, but I see him as some mentor. He'd be a mentor, but the person I lean on the most for my art is, and that's what you want to find. You want to find an artist that you click with, that you can kind of be mentored by. And as weird as it sounds, he doesn't have, like, he has Instagram. That's it. This guy isn't trying to be a mentor or anything. He's just trying to sell his prints. It's Denzel Draws. It's the reason why you guys see so many of his prints, so many images that I get from him. I feel as like he's my mentor. If I have an issue with my artwork, or if I want to show someone and I'm too afraid to put it up online, I talk to him. He talks me through what's going on, and he makes me feel better about it. Brooklyn Kaiju does the same thing, but I tend to always go to Denzel first for some reason. I don't know why. I think it's just because I haven't been able to watch Brooklyn Kaiju as much as I used to due to some unfortunate circumstances. But I still watch him. I just don't watch him as much as I used to. But I found an artist that I really like that doesn't mind talking to me or helping me out. And a lot of artists, if they're not too busy with their nose in the air, they will help you. Like Mel Doodles, she's another great artist. She's an awesome artist. And these are artists that I found that don't feel like they're too good to talk to you. I have met a few artists in this realm that feel like they're too good to talk to you. Like, you get a copy and paste response. So try to find yourself, like, try to find one of these YouTube videos where they do draw and chats and stuff like that, and just sit and watch. You will learn a lot from them, especially if you go over to Twitch and you're watching them live, because what I was doing is something that Brooklyn does. Now, I wasn't copying him, because if you go to any art stream, they all do the exact same thing. I don't know what it is about talking to yourself as you're working, but it does help. So go over to Twitch, type in art. Look, like, your topic matter would be art. Go in. You don't even have to say anything. Just go in and watch. If you want to, you can say something. You can throw them a follow, so anytime they go live, if you like what they're doing, you can, follow them and, get notified whenever they go live. It's like YouTube, but Twitch related. But yeah, the push you need is just that little bit of confidence in yourself to just go, I want to do this. This is something I've always wanted to do. The time is now. Just do it. It's Nike. Just do it. You got this. It's okay. You can do it. I mean, I can like baby mentor you. Like I can be your hype man, but like giving you art advice wise, I don't know if I can do that. Because I'm still learning myself. I will try my best, but if you have questions and stuff, you can always message me. This video is going to be hella long. Lim Shi Ming, hello. She says, I'm Ming, and I'm new to your channel. Thank you. I was surprised to hear a didgeridoo on Crafters Lounge replay. How long has Mr. Coffee been playing the didgeridoo, and what got him started? Thanks for the Q&A. So this is our last question. She's asking about the didgeridoos. Now, if you've never been to one of my lives, in my live, before I put out a disclaimer, Mr. Coffee comes over and plays the didgeridoo. It's this long wood instrument. It's an instrument that is, I believe, indigenous to Australia. So, how long has he been playing it? A few years. Now, back when I first started doing lives, I don't even know what got me into doing lives. Back when I first started doing lives, there was a joke made in a live, and my dad, if you didn't know, my dad is in my group. He's also in my lives. You will see him as David Pawpaw Harris, but that is my real dad, like my legit dad, like the guy that I came from, his Little Swimmers. He loves his son-in-law, okay? More than me sometimes. Putting that out there. But he loves his son-in-law. And one day I was doing a live, and when I lived back in my apartment, I would do a live in my living room, which my husband was always sitting right next to me, which I think is the aesthetic that I'm missing from my diamond painting, is that I don't have my husband sitting next to me. So it makes me not want to diamond paint because I can't sit next to him and diamond paint. Mr. Coffee made a joke about a waffle maker. And my dad was like, y'all don't have a waffle maker? So he bought us a waffle maker. Well, the next following week, Mr. Coffee, I don't know if he was joking or what, but he was like, I want to get one of those instruments. And then, like, when you do this type of thing, I can just be like, wow, 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 wow. And in chat, everybody's, like, trying to figure out what this instrument is. And I think it was Pippa that was actually like, it's a didgeridoo. And he's like, yeah, a didgeridoo. I've always wanted one of those. And my dad's like, you want a didgeridoo? Got you. The next week, a didgeridoo shows up at my house. And I'm like, oh, dear God. I'm pretty sure he's had it now for probably like 2 or 3 years. And he's been playing it ever since. Did he take lessons? No. Is he just playing around with it? Yes. Does he play it when he's not even on, camera, like randomly throughout the time in the house? Yes. He will randomly just call the kids down from upstairs with the didgeridoo. So it's not like something that is like, he knows how to play songs or, whatever with it. He knows how to play it to sound the alarm for the disclaimer. That's about it. But he's been playing it for a few years. So, with that said, this is hella long. Good God. So, thank you guys so much. If you hung in there with me the entire time, if you got to this part of the video, put a little heart in the comments. Let me know that you got this far in the video. I do apologize. I'm long-winded. You guys know that. But anyways, if you would like to ask Miss Coffee a question, I, again, will put up another little drawing that I have done in my group, Crafters Anonymous with Miss Coffee, and also in my community tab here on YouTube. Feel free to put your questions there. As long as I get more than 10 questions, or at least 10 questions, we will have one of these every Saturday. So again, thank you guys so much for watching. Questions, comments, concerns about anything that was said in the video, please put those down in the comment section below, and I'll do my best to get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Do keep in mind, again, everything that is said in this video is my own experience and or opinion. No need for negativity, because I know it's going to come. But just going to put that out there. But with that said, stay caffeinated, stay crafty, stay safe. And always try to remember to be kind to others, be courteous, be cool.